All right. There's already comments happening. Like we weren't even on. And guess
people,
what?
people
We
are
have
upset.
five viewers already. So you know what that means?
I know what it means. It means it's
What does it
time.
mean?
It means it's time for the intro.
Oh yeah. Cover to Covered is a podcast that features two idiots talking about music at length, and occasionally a dog does make an appearance. There will also be special guests from time to time that will show up, and they will be smarter than the hosts. And the hosts will give their opinions. By the way, they are exactly that. Opinions. They are not truths, they are not fallacies, and they do not reflect the views or opinions of their employers or those they employ. So, with that, just enjoy the damn show. I think I have to fix the intro. It's slightly out of sync now. But we'll fix it.
I like how the John Bonham picture is still in there.
It's good. I mean, why remove it? It's working, right?
It is. It's a classic.
So, and I threw in Robert Plant.
I saw that it was some Valentine, and there was a Norwegian black metal Valentine in there,
Oh, yes,
and
of
also
course.
did I see Tom Brady in there too?
You saw Tom Brady. He says, I would let you deflate my balls.
What's happening, baby?
And Robert Plant said, roses are red, lemons are yellow, squeeze my lemon.
There you go.
So, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting episode of Cover to Covered. My name is Mike Venezia. That is Nick Morocco. Nick, what store do you own?
Rock City Music Company.
Where are you located?
5 Mile in Farmington in Livonia, Michigan.
And where can we find you?
RockCityMusicCo.com and on all social media platforms.
That is good. That is good.
Not as good as your Led Zeppelin Kiss shirt.
No, this is, I mean, come on. This is a classic.
There's like a whole series of those. There's a guy that comes into the shop that has one that has Bob Marley on it, and it says Jimi Hendrix.
No, it's the other way around. It's
Oh, is
Jimi
it?
Hendrix, but it says Marley beneath it.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah. Yeah. There's that one. There's a few of those. The company's called T-Shirt Hell, and they are available online at tshirthell.com, and I will not get any money for that.
Paul
hey.
McCartney had a shirt that had the police on it, and it said "fuck NWA."
That's actually funny, but knowing it's him, it probably needed a wash. So
He got a new career, which we don't need to talk about on here, but he's moving on up in the world.
oh, how could he have gotten lower?
Right now, he's watching, going, "No."
Well, I mean, the first thing he said when he came in was chutney. Like,
That's his favorite.
there you go. So I said pituitary. I don't know. Like, how do you respond to that? You know, and it's like, I'm going, what's the saying? Never fight somebody in a battle of wits that's unarmed or something like that. You know, like they'll just drag you down to their level and beat you with experience.
Right, but then that rule doesn't apply to Paul McCartney.
Well, no, because he's just so bad. But anyway, all right.
He's just so bad.
Just so bad. So we got a lot to talk about today. We have our exciting topic, which is the Anti-Valentine's Day playlist. And Nick and I exchanged. Well, I can't say we exchanged. I gave him my list, and he's like, 70% of what you put is what I put. I'm like, I'll change things. No, I'll find things.
I'll find him.
So I said, well, I'm sure that between Tom Petty, Bruce Springsteen, The Grateful Dead, and Bob Dylan, and everybody else I don't listen to, there's plenty of anti-love songs that are in there. So I'm fairly
a couple
certain
of those artists may make an appearance.
There you go. But and as Steph says, the only important Valentine is Roger, and yeah, he's chilling out. He's right here. So
Happy Valentine's Day, Roger.
he's just like, whatever, give me my toy. I want to play.
Now, how about
So-
this, Mike, before we go any further? What about Valentine's Day?
Excuse me?
Yeah, how some people say Valentine's Day, but
People
it's
say that?
Valentine's. Yeah, haven't you ever heard people say that?
I didn't know it was time for Valen.
Yeah, it's
What is
Valentine's Day.
Valentine? Is that when you listen to La Bamba?
I'm not sure
Because it's
You'd
time
have
for
to ask
Richie
somebody that calls
Valens,
it that.
I guess. You know, it's Richie
Valens time. That's
Richie
Valens
Valens
time.
Yeah. Whatever. If they say Valentine, I mean, they may be just as confused. Who knows? It's whatever. It's the same people that say supposedly.
Yeah.
Or,
Or
no,
all of-
supposedly.
all of the
Supposedly. Yeah. Supposedly. Supposedly is what it is. But they say
Right.
supposedly or supposedly or irregardless. Which turns out irregardless is a thing, but I don't count it. So don't use it. Don't use it. Just ever.
They also
Please.
say they also usually say library.
Yeah, the library, which is where you need to go to learn how to fucking spell library.
Right.
Or, you know, spelling February without the first R. It's actually February.
I do that all the time. I have to be honest. I can't. I'm bagging on people, but I make that mistake almost every time I write February.
Those people are smart. Yeah, irregardless. I can't stand that one. But the thing is, that's actually a thing. So it's like actually real. Or people that don't know how to use 2, 2, and 2. Like,
Yeah.
forget
Oh,
it.
that drives me
You
insane.
know, let's not get into this because this is
That's
not
a whole separate topic.
This is not an English Nazi webcast. We barely speak English, so
Yeah.
I mean, who are we? But so today you won't be hearing me through my headphones. I now have new closed back cans that make me look like Princess Leia's spawn. These things are huge.
And you've got a goldfish hat.
Jeff, you're late to the party, dude. We were just talking about Valentine's Day. Yes, I agree. I'm sorry. What were you saying? I wasn't paying attention to you.
You're wearing a goldfish hat.
I am. Well, no, I'm just wearing a hat backwards.
Is it a baseball cap
Yeah.
or it's a cabbie hat?
No. It's a baseball.
Oh, okay. I thought you were wearing what I call the Andy Caps hot fries hat.
I call it the LL Cool J thing, but I actually have a couple of them, and I do like them. I just don't wear them all too often because I know that Goldfish wears them. So
He's giving cabbie hats a bad
Yeah.
name.
cabbie hat.
He has a whole collection of them.
I'm sure he does. I have a collection of 2. Speaking of collection, before we go any further, Grail alert. Grail alert. Grail alert. Before we came on today, I'd walked Roger and I went to my mailbox and there was something in there.
Damn
and
it,
This
and-
made me very happy.
You just reminded me I was supposed to bid on something when we got a minute into this, and I forgot, and I wouldn't
And
have
you
paid
missed
this.
it.
I wouldn't have paid that much anyway, so it's fine.
All right, what did you not bid on before I go in?
Jethro Tull Aqua Lung, the box set from
Again?
No, the box set the from 2016 with all the Steven Wilson remixes and the DVD.
okay.
Yeah,
Not the one that you got and then was bad and all
right.
that other stuff.
No, not that one. And I should have kept that one because now I haven't seen one come up anywhere near that price. But I digress. What was in your mailbox?
You ready?
Yep. Ooh. Tell everybody what it is.
It's a record.
Obviously.
This is Russian Roulette. This was a promotional only LP put out by Mercury Records. I'm guessing they sent it to record station. Radio stations. And what it is 6 songs each side, same 6 songs each side,
2 minutes of each song concentrically within each other. So what does that mean? Well, there's a roulette wheel on here. What do they talk about when it comes to roulette? It's all up to chance. When you put the needle at the front of the record in that dead wax right at the beginning of the record, you don't know what song's going to play. So take a look at this. I hope this can show on camera, but you could see there's no song markers. It just looks like one gigantic track. But each track is cut within, like there are 6 individual tracks in here that are all cut within one another. So
it's
depending
incredible.
on where it catches at the beginning of the record, that'll dictate what song it plays. These are hard to find.
I've never seen one.
Actually, they're not that they're hard to find if you know where to look. They're very expensive. And usually most of them in pretty poor condition. This one's in VG Plus.
VG Plus.
Which, by the way, today is Ian's birthday. So, Ian, if you're watching, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, buddy. So happy birthday to you. But yeah, this was like, I was out at dinner the other night with a friend of mine, and she's like, well, if you want to get it, just get it. I'm like, yeah, but it's a chunk of change. And then I looked it up, and there were 2 that were much more affordable, and one I didn't want to get because it just seemed like the guy was a little sketch the way he was describing it. Mm-hmm. This one was a couple of bucks more, not much. But I got to be honest, the vinyl is in, VG plus. It's not quite near mint, but it's really, really close. The cover is probably one of the better covers I've seen.
It's clean.
It's pretty clean. I mean, there's ring wear and, you could see it, but I mean, this is 42 years old. So, and it's a white cover.
Right.
Right. It's going to get dirtier than a lot of the others. So
is that the most you've paid for a single record?
No.
Okay.
No, it's not. But it's close. It's close, but it's not the most. It's not the most. But I got it for less than market in my mind. Generally these are $250, $225, $300. I got it for under $2. So I'm happy for that. But at the same time, it's like, well, there's a lot of money just for one record. But the thing is, these are collectible. Now, a quick aside. I had this when I was 16 years old. All right. My cousin, who's the one who got me into, my cousin Rocky, rest in peace. He's the one that got me into playing guitar when I was, 12 years old. And he had this. And so I always kept it in the back of my mind because I was a big Rush fan. And I would go to record shows that they had in Long Island. And finally found it. And somebody had one. And I bought it for $20.
Wow.
$20. And that was a lot of money for me back then because I had a paper route. So, but I bought it because I wanted it and I knew it was limited edition and all this stuff. Fast forward, my mother threw it out.
Oh, nice.
Along with all my other records. After I moved to California. She was like, So, and she keeps saying she's sorry. But anyway, so I'm very excited because I got that. So
that's an amazing score. And to think I was going to come on here and gloat about how I went to a local record store here on Sunday and cleared out. They had a bunch of incredibly clean original press George Benson jazz records on CTI.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like super clean that were like $3.99 each. And I bought like 10 of them. So I was all excited to come on and talk about that, but that definitely dwarfs it.
Speaking of dwarfs.
And if you're an audiophile, I can rub it in that I was able to score one of the Bob Marley Exodus UHQRs.
Oh, nice.
Did you read about all that?
I heard something about what happened with that.
So they announced it, and everybody kind of knew it was coming. It hadn't been confirmed, but there was an Acoustic Sounds video a couple months ago that Chad was given an update, and somebody, all of us are obsessive about this, they were able to zoom in the video and see that the Exodus jackets were sitting on a table behind him. So they knew, everybody assumed something was coming. Well, on Bob Marley's birthday on Monday, they announced it out of the blue and said, the next UHQR is Bob Marley Exodus. There's only 3,500 copies because it was a deal they made prior to COVID, and they weren't able to make more copies, which is the same thing that happened a few months ago with Rastaman Vibration, the Bob Marley record. But of course, Exodus is the Bob Marley record, you know? So basically they announced that at 3:00 in the afternoon. I got the email. I jumped down there right away. It was like 3:01 and the website was already crashing because so many people were trying to get it. So I just was persistent and I kept getting kicked out. And then I finally got through and got one ordered. And then other people were saying that they had to call Acoustic Sounds like 100 times. And finally they got through. Basically, the thing sold out pretty much instantly. I think
it sounds like Taylor Swift tickets.
Right. This is a little cheaper.
I wonder if they'll have congressional hearings about Acoustic Sounds in their website.
Right. Well, that's what people were losing their mind. Like, can't you guys get a better website? Can't you get? And it's like 99% of the time the website's fine. It's because there was a high demand item happening.
Yeah, like the one time that there's like a high demand vinyl,
Right.
And everybody's going to criticize them for it forever.
Exactly. So a lot of people got shut out. A lot of flippers got them. Unfortunately, they're on eBay already for $800-900. And people are paying it. And
I bought 2 of those.
I know you didn't. But I mean, we've talked about this before, the secondary market on whether it be tickets or records, or it's just out of control. I know a lot of people, because Acoustic Sounds limited it to 1 per person, which obviously there's ways around it if you want to be crafty, but they limited it to 1 per person. But the Marley estate also release copies of it, and they were allowing 1 person to order 4 copies of it. So I mean, it's just playing right into the hand of the flippers. So it's unfortunate that a lot of people that like we have a great customer, Greg, who may or may not be watching. I know sometimes he watches, but he got shut out, and like he's a huge Bob Marley fan. He collects all the UHQRs, big time LP collector, and he got shut out because the website was just, he couldn't get it to work, and by the time he did get it to work, they were gone. So
that's bizarre. So sorry to hear that.
That's a bummer, but I can't wait to hear.
It sucks when like real fans miss out on the stuff that's important, and we're dummies, and then we wind up paying more for it anyway. And again, it goes back to the whole ticket thing, which I'm not going to get into, though I will say, and I didn't watch it, I was paying attention to something else like work. But during the State of the Union, Joe Biden actually brought up that whole thing, saying, like, get rid of these fees for tickets so people can actually afford to go to shows.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. I'm for it.
You got to agree with that. Right.
Like, yeah, I'm totally for that. So politics aside, I'm just for that. I'm for that. That's fine. Anyway, look, my mom is watching us, and she says, "Oh, thanks for bringing that up, Mike." And yes, Jeff, that's why no flowers. That's exactly why my mom is not getting flowers on Valentine's Day. That's why this episode exists. It's because she threw away this
Rush in roulette.
You know what else was in those records? Vitology. First pressing of Vitology. I bought brand new when it came out, and a bunch of other things too. And like, it's probably all the records that were thrown out are probably worth like $3,000 or $4,000 now. And it was like 50 records. So it wasn't even like, it was definitely quality over quantity. But no, Mom, it's okay.
He's just rebuying them all now. And that's why he can't afford to send any flowers.
No, I can't. I got to buy all the records again. So anyway, speaking of records, Grammys were on. Did you watch any of it?
I saw none of it.
I watched some of it, and then I wound up watching a lot more of it than I wanted to, because I just left it on as I was doing other things, and I'm like, kept looking over because I had it on my iPad, and I'm like, why am I watching this? Why is this still on? But I will say that, the tribute to Smokey Robinson and Berry Gordy Jr. was amazing. Smokey came out and sang, and he killed it. Stevie Wonder was, I mean, come on, just the gold standard for musicianship, period.
Yep.
And then Chris Stapleton, which was an interesting choice, came out and sang Superstition with Stevie Wonder.
Wow.
And he killed it. He did. I mean, Chris Stapleton really has a soulful voice. So
Yes. Yeah.
he did a really good job. I couldn't help but think that maybe they had him on the show because there were so many people saying, who's singing the national anthem at the Super Bowl this coming Sunday? Because he is. And people like, Chris who? Like, people just had no idea who he was.
Which is crazy because he sells out like baseball stadiums.
Yeah, exactly. But there's a lot of people that just don't know who he is. And then there was a tribute to hip hop.
I did see
50
that.
years of hip hop.
I did see that, and that was fantastic.
That was astoundingly great.
Questlove put that together, right?
I think so. And the thing is, it went off without a hitch.
Yeah.
Like, there were no hiccups. And if I had to pick any of the artists that were up there during that, and I think it was like 113 artists, they said, or
wow,
some number, a crazy amount of artists that wound up being up there just for that tribute, that recognition of 50 years of hip hop. Busta Rhymes blew everybody out of the water.
Yes.
He blew everybody out of the water. It was so great. I'm not even a Busta Rhymes fan, but now I am, because that guy just lit it up. He was so good. So kudos to Busta Rhymes. I know you're watching.
Yes, he's a good friend of mine, and I know he's on here.
Yeah, he definitely he's watching with Bob Williams as Jeff, or whatever the what's the name? Brett Michaels as CC. What is it?
Brett Michaels. How about his Party Gras tour that's coming? Did you see that? Oh, you haven't seen this?
No.
Oh, this is going to be the tour of the summer, Mike. I don't know how you missed out on this. Check it out. It's Brett Michaels headlining. It's called Party Gras, first of all. Let that sink in.
Yeah, bad name. Okay, next.
Brett Michaels, Starship, Night Ranger, and Mark McGrath of Sugar Ray.
All right, let's there's a lot to unpack there, and we don't have much time.
No, wait. Before we go any further, though, I want to let you know that Brett Michaels, when he was on Talking with Eddie Trunk to announce this tour, he also said
that's where you announced that tour.
He said there's going to be lots of special guests, surprise guests along the way, and you never know who it could be because he's friends with Paul Stanley and Jimmy Page. Can you imagine? I'm sure Jimmy Page is just dying to get out on stage with Mark McGrath and Starship at Brett Michaels' Party Gras.
I'm not going. How about that? How about we're going to sum it up with I'm not going.
It kicks off in Detroit.
I don't care where it kicks off. It can fuck off in Detroit. That's fine. That's a good place for it to, how much? Oh, great. How much are the tickets for that tour? If it's $1, it's too much. But the fees are probably $50 a ticket. So go Ticketmaster. Hey.
Yeah. You can get I already looked, and you can get a VIP watch from the side of the stage premium experience, as well as a meet and greet with Brett Michaels for the low price of $1,250.
Wow. Do you know how many of these you can get for that amount of money, and this would pay back a lot more than that?
I want to know, if you pay that, do you only get to meet Brett Michaels, or do you also get to meet Mickey Thomas and Jack Blades and Mark McGrath?
Well, if I could meet, Tommy, no, that was Damn Yankees.
That's Damn Yankees, yeah.
Well, if Jeff Watson came back into Night Ranger and I could hang out with him and Kelly Keegy, oh yeah, I'm in. I'm not in. Anyway, let's move on from that, because I already have a bad taste in my mouth. Like, I already feel like I'm suffering a little bit. What are you listening to?
All right, so my 3 things that I've been listening to: 1 new to me, 1 a discovery, and 1 a celebratory box set. So I'll start with the discovery. Elvis Costello, Imperial Bedroom. Are you familiar with this album?
I'm not.
So
I don't know much about Elvis. I mean, I know who Elvis Costello is, and I know the hits, but
okay.
Apart from that.
So this was sort of his experimental record in 1982. It's kind of like a studio experiment, like a Sgt. Pepper type thing. And Jeff Emmerich, who of course engineered all the Beatles stuff.
Yep.
He's the engineer on this record. So yeah, a lot of cool little off the wall stuff on there, but it's still, of course, the iconic Elvis hooks and melodies and stuff. So I finally was able to pick up a copy of it. I'm a big fan of his, but I've never heard this record, and a lot of people say it's like kind of his masterpiece. So I was excited to find a nice original press of it. The celebratory box set, this isn't vinyl, but I got it was an import 8-disc Thin Lizzy Live and Dangerous CD box set. And what it is it's comprised of the 7 shows almost in their entireties that they made Live and Dangerous from. So
cool.
3 shows from the Hammersmith, 2 shows at the Tower in Philadelphia, and then there's one, I think, from the Rainbow Theater in the UK. But warts and all, no overdubs, and they said the biggest reason why they put it out was to stop the myth that record is all overdubs. Because
Okay.
it's a lot of people talk about it like Kiss Alive, that it's mostly overdubs, and you can hear by these performances that it's absolutely not. So it's fantastic. If you find a copy, pick it up. I ordered it as soon as it went up on pre-order. It was limited edition, and now they're already 3 times the amount of money. So hopefully they'll do another run of them, because if you're a Thin Lizzy fan, it's a must-own. It comes with a nice hardcover book, and then, like I said, I think it actually is 8 discs.
Jeez.
And
That's
then,
a lot of music.
it is. And then classic album, BTO Not Fragile. Let's talk about the title. They're saying it's so strong. The record is so strong that you don't have to worry about any damage taking place.
Did it come out maybe right after Yes's Fragile?
I don't know. No, this is like five years after Fragile.
Oh, there you go. Well, there you go. I don't know about the title. Not Fragile.
Not Fragile. Just like their greatest hits. Bachman Turner Overdrive greatest hits so far. They anticipated more hits were coming, but they didn't.
Well, I mean, that's kind of, inventive as a title and optimistic, if you will.
Optimistic, yes.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't know, including myself, because all I knew was the BTO hits. They've got some tunes that are like rooted in like really heavy riffs, and then Randy Bachman comes in and totally wimps them all up. But they start out real heavy. Like there's a tune on Not Fragile called Sledgehammer that, of course, the great C.F. Turner of BTO sings, and heavy track, man.
Heavy. Well,
Heavy.
the drummer just died, right?
Yeah, Robbie Bachman. He was Randy's brother.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Well, I'm for me, it's been simple recently. I've been listening to a lot of Steely Dan, like a lot of Steely Dan.
Can't go wrong.
No, can't. Mainly the greatest hits, just because that's the one I pulled out that day when I was like, I want something to listen to while I'm like, cleaning house or whatever. I'm like, oh, okay, cool double album to listen to. So I just had that on spinning. And then I picked up Mirror Ball by Def Leppard, which is a triple live album. And it was surprisingly inexpensive for a triple album. I think I paid $22.98. Now, maybe because it wasn't popular, or I don't know, but
Is it because it wasn't good?
No, it's good.
Okay.
It's actually a good live album. I mean, it's Def Leppard, and it's all the hits live, essentially. So, been listening to that too. So that's what I've been listening to recently. It's just very, very simple. Nothing out of the ordinary for me. But also, boning up again on some Pantera, as those concerts are a few months away, and I'm just going through the back catalog and hoping that everything will be good when I see them. But that's that. Yeah.
Uh-oh,
With
were
that
you just
said.
implying something?
No, not at all.
Okay.
No, I wasn't implying.
right.
Look, they're getting thrown off of festivals
Right. I saw
because
that.
of some indiscretions of the past of a certain singer of Pantera. So, just wondering if that spreads. In the meantime, I'll just listen to the albums. So what's coming out this week? Anything cool? And by the way, we are like 2 months away from Record Store Day.
Yep.
So we're going to be talking about that in a couple weeks, probably, if there's a preview of anything that you might have that we can talk about. But as far as this week, what's coming out?
So I pulled 3 things that are coming out. I'm not sure if any of these interest you or our listeners. Well, one might. Fear Factory has an album coming out called Recoded, and apparently it is the remix version of their last album called.
They do that a lot.
Yeah.
This is not the first time they've done it. They did demanufactured and then came out with remanufactured, which is the remix version of that album.
Yeah, this is the remix of Aggression Continuum.
Okay.
Great title. Dire Straits, Money for Nothing, double LP greatest hits coming out. The Dire Straits stuff is a catalog that seems to go in and out of print constantly. I don't know if the licenses changed hands. MoFi did it a couple years ago. They did it. Well, they did the first 4 records, but yeah, so this is the double LP. I know a lot of people aren't into getting their entire catalog, so this is a great way to pick up the hits. And then the big release for the week is the new album from Paramore. This Is Why comes on indie exclusive clear vinyl. This is their first record since 2017.
Very cool.
So, yes.
For those of you that are fans, go out and grab them. Do it on Friday.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Well, let's get into this. We're 30 minutes into the show. So, which is actually, this is early for us to get into our main topic. It's
yes.
I don't like Valentine's Day. Probably because I'm single.
I was going to say, because you don't have a Valentine.
I might like it less if I did.
Well, you wouldn't have been able to buy Rush in roulette. That's for sure.
Well, I might have, but I would have said that I've had it for years. You know,
right.
For those that are guitar collectors, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yep. Yep.
You just, by the way, the great secret for those of you that are trying to collect guitars and don't think you can, what you do is you take a case, you leave the house with a case, but it's empty. And you say you're going out to jam, and then you go and you buy a guitar and you put it in that case and you bring it home. And guess what? Voila, new guitar. And then later on, you go pick up that case that came with that guitar and you're good to go.
Can you tell Mike has been in this business for a very long time?
Just a minute or two. The other thing that doesn't quite go over as well is, when you buy the new guitar, it's sort of like turning the tables. Hey, when did you get that guitar? We can't afford it. And you turn around and say, I've had it for 6 years. You pay no attention to me. And just see how that goes over. And when the divorce papers land in your lap.
Venezia.
Yeah, this is, well, look. There are lots of women out there, but a good guitar is hard to find.
And we've alienated every woman watching.
There are far less 59 Les Pauls out there than women.
Yeah,
right?
but what about if you have a woman that appreciate a 59 Les Paul? Like I see Pat just commented, his wife Vaughn's pretty cool.
My wife is listening. Now I can't use that.
She comes in with Pat when he comes into the store and he's bought guitars, he's bought records, and she's been there supporting it.
And she's smart.
So it doesn't always go the negative way.
No, not always.
But it is the excuse always. I'm gonna have to talk to the wife. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that I got to tell you, that's really like the worst excuse. For those of you that do shop and you go to record stores or you go to guitar stores and, I got to check with the wife. Come on, stop blaming your wife. That's not cool.
Yep.
Will she be angry about it? Maybe. But you know what? She also might not. And you know what? You're saying it to get out of something, and karma's going to come back and get you. Karma's going to come back and get you. That's all I'm saying.
I just... I love listening to you talk about things like this.
This is all in good fun, ladies and gentlemen. It's always in good fun. So Valentine's Day, look, I do things on Valentine's Day. I'm going out with a dear friend of mine and we're going to go have dinner and it's nice. And just because we're friends and that's fine, because, I could wallow in self-pity, but I do that 6 days a week. As it is. And then the 7th day, I usually sleep through it so long that I don't have time to pity myself. And, 364 days a year, that's enough self-pity. The one day I can go out, have a nice meal, with a friend of mine, which is always nice.
Yes.
So anyway, however, with that said, there are lots of love songs Lots. Love has been overdone. If, there are two words that are used most in songs. One is the, and the other is love. So, either way, if you said, search for songs with the in the title, there's probably more songs with love. Who knows? Anyway, lots of love songs, but there's also lots of anti-love songs. And so we wanted to make the Valentine's Day playlist. Or at least I wanted to, and I told Nick this is what we're doing. So because
that's usually how it goes.
Yeah, it is. It's like, hey, Nick, what do you want to do? I want to talk about bass players. Great, we're going to do an anti-Valentine's Day playlist.
Yeah, hard left.
Hard left. And why? Because it's topical, because next Tuesday is Valentine's Day, and we're not back on until Wednesday. So, and then Nick goes and sees Bruce Springsteen for like 8 months in a row or something like that. I don't know.
That's a couple weeks out still.
Oh, okay, fine.
Here, since everybody's interested, let me tell you how far out I am from seeing Springsteen.
It's not that far. It's not far enough.
4 weeks. 5 weeks. 5 weeks is my first Bruce show from right now.
But he's playing already. Why are you not in Atlanta? Why are you not in these other places?
Oh, I could have been. And let me tell you, I was regretting it. I was regretting it when I saw the set list.
Ladies and gentlemen, one thing we're never going to have on this show is Nick's review of a Bruce Springsteen concert. Just not going to happen.
It was great.
There you go. Great review. That's the kind of I'm looking for that right there. I'm out. All right. So there are lots of anti-love songs, and I'm sure Nick's is all over the genre map, as mine is. There are some things that are quite obvious. There are some things that are not. We are going to put together this playlist. I'm going to put it together on Spotify, and it will be up about an hour after the show is done. And I'll put it in the comments. By the way, if you have not subscribed, subscribe. It's down like about there-ish. Subscribe, hit the notifications, tell your friends. All right? And we will, the more that are there, more. We're still at 68. 2 weeks ago, we were at 68.
No,
and
we
I
were
said,
at 67, to be fair.
No, we were at 68, and then we went down one, and then we got one back. So that's what happened. So, yeah.
Someone unsubscribed.
Somebody unsubscribed, probably somebody I dated. And now we have another subscriber to kind of make up for that. So we're static at 68, but we want a lot more. And I have some ideas, Nick, I'm going to talk about afterwards, but it's talking about maybe finding a way to get things like this to our listening audience. We'll talk about it later. Okay. Anyhow, so, Nick.
Yes.
What would be your first song on the Anti-Valentine's Day playlist, and why?
I'm pulling this one out because I'm surprised it wasn't on your list, since we thought so similarly. Why can't I speak today?
Well, that's it's irregardless of how you say it.
It is
supposedly it's a hard word to say. Supposedly.
So Guns N' Roses used to love her.
Wow.
I was surprised you didn't have that one.
I'm surprised I didn't have that one.
Because when you gave me this topic, it was the first one that popped into my head.
Well, that is indeed a great song. As the lyrics go, I used to love her, but I had to kill her.
There you go.
The first two lines of the song. Amen and hallelujah. That definitely belongs on there. So that will be definitely put right on that list. Do you have this written down somewhere?
I do. I have a note on my computer. That's how I always do this. I have the note up next to the screen so I can look what I'm doing.
Did you write it or type it?
Type it.
Oh, okay, cool. Can you send that to me so I don't have to write it down? I'm being lazy.
Yep.
Thank you. So I want to put together the playlist. So I'm going to go with something a little bit more brutal as far as the actual genre of music, and I'm going with Pantera, This Love, because it's just heavy.
That was the second choice. That was the second thing I thought of when you gave me the topic.
Yeah, that was my first one. That was just like right there. There you go. That's it. Pantera, This Love. It's brutal. It's honest. And it's one of the highlights of their show. And it all goes back to what I was saying before about listening to their back catalog. So, yes, Pantera, This Love from Vulgar Display of Power, 1992, Echo Records. It is definitely deserving of being on this playlist.
That's a great one. Great call.
What you got?
Okay. This is probably not well known even to people that are fans of his. David Bowie, Valentine's Day. The song is called Valentine's Day. It was on his 2012 release, I believe it was, called The Next Day. And the song, although it's titled Valentine's Day, it is about a mass shooter.
That would be anti-love.
Anti-love. So yeah, it's doing the David Bowie hyperbole, comparison thing. Yeah. Great song though. Very compelling, and they did make a video for it that's pretty trippy and out there in standard David Bowie fashion. So, yep, David Bowie, Valentine's Day.
Great one. I just want to check and see. Hang on one second. Sorry, everybody. I guess it really doesn't matter too much. But anyway, so my next one is a twofer. Okay. Reason why it's a twofer, it's not like one after the other, but same band. And one is a little bit questionable as far as an anti-love song. It's more like a less anti-love and more like unrequited love. Let's put it that way. Jay Giles Band. Love Stinks because
that song stinks. That should be in This Song Sucks.
You know what? It shouldn't. It's good. It's not by Steve Miller. I don't want to hear what you have to say. It's a good song. It's a fun song. All right. Love Stinks. So it's Love Stinks. And then the other one is Centerfold.
Okay.
Now, why did I say Centerfold? It's because, like, if you listen to the lyrics, this dude loves this girl in his class. And then he gets like, oh no, everybody's seeing her because she's all naked in this magazine. And he's like, well, I hope next time I see you. And like at the end of the song is like, basically paraphrasing, not using the exact words. Like, I hope the next time I see you is when your clothes are on, and then we'll go out and then we'll go to a motel room and then we'll get naked there. That'd be great. So it's not anti-love. It's just unrequited love. Like it's just not given back. He just wants so bad, but ain't having it. And now he feels that the love of his life is shared with everyone. His love's been sold. His angel is a centerfold.
It's pretty brilliant, actually.
It is.
It really is.
Great. Better than Love Stinks?
Oh, much better. Yeah.
Okay, good. Whatever. You're next.
Okay, so on the same wavelength as that, this is why I put this song on here, because I don't think most people realize lyrically what they're actually saying. REO Speedwagon, Keep On Loving You.
Explain.
Same thing. So if you read the lyrics to Keep On Loving You, that's about a relationship ending, not carrying on. And I know a lot of people use that song like as their wedding song and things, and it's like you should maybe dig a little deeper and see what Mr. Kevin Cronin's trying to tell you.
Listen closer.
Listen closely.
Listen closer.
Should have seen by the look in your eyes. What's he say? There was something missing. Man.
My next one is, again, questionable because it's actually about infidelity. And infidelity is anti-love, though it seems as if they were cheating on each other with each other. And that's Escape the Pina Colada Song by Rupert Holmes, which is, if you're not listening to it, you're not getting it. Like, you're just like, if you like pina colada, and you're like all happy. Meanwhile, it's like, this dude's like, I'm sick of her. I'm going to go and read personal ads and respond. And boy, I had a really good response to her personal ad. And she's like, oh, we got to meet each other. He's like, oh yeah, we got to meet each other by noon tomorrow. That's right. Oh, it's you.
Right. It comes around full circle.
And it's like, oh, it's you. Well, I never knew that you like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain. So basically, it's like two people cheating on each other that are somewhat relieved and yet upset that they are cheating on each other with each other.
Yes.
So there's that.
Now, you could put Rupert Holmes' hymn on there as well.
It's me or it's him.
Him.
What you gonna do about him?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could. You could.
I think you should put that on there because I'm pretty sure this is going to be the only playlist that has 2 Rupert Holmes songs on.
A double shot.
A double shot, a 1-2 punch of Rupert Holmes.
And they're both on the same album, right?
They are. Oh, yeah.
So it's the only album that he put out like 8 albums. It's like the only one he's known for.
Right.
But he's done a lot of Broadway stuff. Anyway, your turn.
Okay. Judas Priest, Love Bites.
Nice. Just for the title?
Just for the title. Yeah, lyrically, I mean, it's pretty normal.
Well,
Pretty
I'm going to
standard.
counter your Love Bites with Def Leppard, Love Bites.
That's much more of a tender, deep ballad than Judas Priest, Love Bites, but still belongs there.
You gotta like read a little deeper into the lyrics on that one too. Like, I don't want to touch you too much, baby, because making love to you is gonna drive me crazy. Love bites. Wait a minute. What?
Right. Oh, shucks.
Like, I like you. Damn it.
Right.
I love you. Crap. It just sounds like there's got to be something better. There isn't. Damn it. Why is it you?
Right.
Love bites.
Vaughn put that on my post too. She said love bites.
It does.
Def Leppard.
I mean, the song. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I don't
Well,
know.
your turn, because I countered your love bites with my love bites, so it's your turn.
Okay. Guar. Hate love songs.
Nice.
Yeah, off Carnival of Chaos.
And explain the song.
I mean, do I need to go into deep detail?
Not
Hang
deep,
on.
but maybe give us a line or two.
Okay, hang on. Let me pull it up because I want to make sure I don't get this wrong. Guar lyrics are very deep. I hate love songs and I hate lovers. I hate everything that I can't have, so I hate you. I hate wet dreams and masturbation. I hate everything that feels good like sex with you. Makes me want to puke when I see something cuddly like you. There you go.
Yeah, if that is not the crown, like the star on top of the Christmas tree that is anti-love songs. I mean, and we have a whole bunch more to go through. Actually, I think there's one more that tops it. I think there's one more later on that.
Wait, hang on. There's another good lyric in this.
Oh, go for it.
I love hate songs about mass destruction. Other people's pain takes my mind off you. I love puppies when they are roadkill. They're too cute to live, too cute to live, too cute like you.
Oh my God, that's awful. That part's all right. You know what? I'm taking that off the top of the tree and putting it like midway on the tree attached to the garland.
It's Guar.
Well, other things, I went with I Hate You by Overkill. So, and if you go with some of those lyrics, let's see. I hate people that make you feel small. I hate having my back against the wall. You know, I hate being talked down to. I hate your rules. I hate them all. Hate being marked to take the fall. Planet's not big enough for me and you. So much trouble over me, surrounded by jerks. Can't you see? It's like, yeah, with his vocals on top of it, you know, with his, you know, just gargled with broken glass vocals on top of it all, you know. Think I know how you got this far. Think I know how you got where you are. Think I'll hate you when I'm dead. I think I'll hate you when you're dead. I know I'll hate you.
Bobby Blitz is sort of a friend of mine. I guess he's an acquaintance, and he got mad at me one time and yelled at me, and it was very scary.
What'd he say?
Nick, don't do that! What's wrong? What the hell's the matter with you, goddammit? Why are you talking to me?
Here's a good sidebar, Mike, that you'll appreciate because you knew Johnny and you knew his demeanor. One of the years we were at the NAMM show, you know, they always were doing Metal Allegiance at the House of Blues.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we went there to see it. And, you know, for those that don't know, Metal Allegiance is basically a super group cover band that has Mike Portnoy and Dave Lombardo and Gary Holt and Alex Skolnick and
Frank Bello,
Scotty and Mark from Death Angel. I mean, everybody.
Anselmo, Kerry King, like it's just like everybody in and out. Yeah.
So for the NAMM show, it would always be the ultimate show because everybody would be there. So we went to see it, and Bobby Blitz came out to sing Grinder by Judas Priest. They do metal covers, by the way. So they were doing Grinder, and Johnny looks over at me and he goes, "You know what's hilarious about this?" I go, "What?" He goes, "All these guys are like metal royalty, you know?" And he goes, "They're all here because of the NAMM show." And he goes, "I feel like Bobby Blitz had to get the day off work to be here."
It's probably about right. It's probably about right. All right, your turn.
All right. How about Go Your Own Way, Fleetwood Mac?
Yes.
I don't think that needs any explanation. I mean, it's pretty right in your face on that one.
Nope. Yeah. And it is the perfect just arm's length. I've had it.
Yep. Yep.
I loved you and I gave my all. Go.
Yep.
Get out.
You can call it another lonely day.
Yep, exactly. This one is, well, I mean, You Give Love a Bad Name by Bon Jovi.
Yep, that's another one.
Yep, that's another one of those that really doesn't need a, shot through the heart and you're to blame. You give love a bad name. So, yeah. I mean, I love looking at some of these lyrics and you try to read them. You ever try to read some of these lyrics in like a very, what's the word I'm looking for? Like as if, I saw this thing a long time ago on Conan O'Brien where Sir Ian McKellen, Gandalf was on, and they asked him to read in a very Shakespearean fashion instructions on how to change a tire. It's like, jack the car on a firm surface, loosen the lug nuts, remove the tire, and all this stuff. And I would love to have Ian McKellen read some of these lyrics.
Read the lyrics to Hate Love Songs by Guar.
Oh my God, that would be great. But then it almost gives it credence in a way. Like, could you imagine him doing I Hate You by Overkill? I hate people that make you feel small. I hate having my back against the wall. All Shakespeare acting. But I mean, could you see him doing You Give Love a Bad Name? An angel's smile on your lips, blood red nails on your fingertips.
You're doing it pretty good.
Schoolboy's dream. You act so shy. The very first kiss was your first kiss goodbye. Oh, you're a loving gun. A loaded gun. Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought it's loaded gun, but it's great.
Yeah, exactly. I would love that. That would be phenomenal. All right, your turn.
I'm trying to decide where to go next.
What do y'all? By the way, while Nick is saying his next thing, put in what you're thinking of these songs. I mean, are we on it? Are we putting together a good playlist for y'all? And if you have more, we're gonna get to your suggestions. But I mean, if you have more, throw them on in there, please.
They're it's a good playlist, but it's pretty depressing. Rachel suggested this one when I told her the topic. Alice in Chains, Love, Hate, Love.
That's a good one.
Yes,
that is a good one. That song is depressing.
Yes, that song even is cross very my depressing. Mind. And she was like, "Oh, what about Love, Hate, Love?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, perfect."
Yeah, that song is extremely depressing and fits.
Oh, All She Wrote, Firehouse.
And that was all she wrote.
That's a double one, because that was all she wrote on the note that he's singing about, and just like how people say that's all she wrote.
Yeah,
nice double meaning.
Double entendre.
Double entendre.
Yes. Good call on Love, Hate, Love. Good job, Rachel.
Yes.
This one's also kind of straightforward. Joan Jett. I hate myself for loving you.
Yep.
You know,
That's a cover.
it is, but I like her version.
Yes.
So, well, actually, no, it's not a cover. She wrote it with Desmond Child.
Oh, that's one of the original ones.
Yeah. Not
Okay.
You're thinking of like I Love Rock and Roll, which was the Arrows.
No, most of her songs are covers.
Well, a lot of the popular ones, it seems to be, right?
Yes, yeah, right.
But that one is her. That one she wrote
yeah.
but with Desmond Child, who wrote like every big song in the 80s.
Yep.
I think, did he also write You Can Love a Bad Name with Bon Jovi too?
I think he did. And
I think he may have.
most importantly, he wrote Hide Your Heart with Kiss.
Yes, he did. And Michael Bolton wrote Forever,
Yep.
though Paul says he changed the whole song.
Yeah, of course. Of
That's
course.
a bunch of bullshit. Oh, speaking of Paul Stanley.
Sounds like a Michael Bolton song to me. I don't know.
Yeah,
Sounds
it
more
sure
like
does.
Michael Bolton than Paul Stanley. That's for sure.
Speaking of, I think there's a commercial that's going to be played. It's all over the internet right now with Paul Stanley and Ozzy and like who is it? Gary
Idol.
Clark Jr., Billy Idol, Joan Jett. With all of them, they're rock stars, but they're telling everybody to stop saying that they're rock stars in the corporate workplace, and it's phenomenal. I just saw the commercial. It's absolutely hysterical.
It's great.
So I can't wait for everybody to see that one. That's a good one. Yeah, your turn, right? You're up. Yeah.
I thought I just went.
What'd you say?
You did. I'm sorry. The
Yeah.
Joan Jett.
Yeah.
Eagles, Victim of Love.
Wait a minute. You're quoting the Eagles.
I love the Eagles. I don't have a
Oh, I
problem
thought
with
you
the
hated
Eagles.
the Eagles. Why?
No, that's the dude.
I know. And me.
Oh, you don't like the Eagles? That figures.
I don't hate the Eagles. I'm ambivalent. I have a few Eagles albums because you have to,
Right. Well, that's a great one. It's on Hotel California. I love that song.
which I have.
Don Felder penned Victim of Love.
Fingers.
Great song. One of my favorite Eagles tracks.
Victim of love, something or other in words.
That's it. You got it.
Yeah. I went classic rock for my next pick. Carly Simon, You're So Vain. Because it's all about Nick. Or at least I bet you think that song is about you, don't you? Don't you? Don't you?
What about You're So Vain, Faster Pussycat?
You're so vain.
They did a really good job of that one.
Yeah, bang up job. That one is not going to be on the playlist. Very
You
sorry.
sure? You sure?
You know what? I'm sure. I'm sure. It's not going to happen.
Okay.
Go ahead. What you got?
CeeLo Green, Fuck You.
Yes! Oh my God. How did I not think of that one? That is all right. Talk about guilty pleasures. That one's right up there for me.
It's a
That
good
song
one.
is absolutely amazingly just phenomenal. Love it.
Yep.
Love it.
And
Love
I
it,
did,
love it, love it.
And I did have that one down, and our buddy Dean that watches occasionally, he put it on my post, but I did already have that one. But that was a good suggestion by him.
I thought he put something else on there.
He did. Well, he started with Weird Al, One More Minute, which is also fantastic.
We're going to add that as well. So.
Yeah, so that was on my list. I was getting to it.
Okay, cool. Actually, you know what I'm going to do?
Since we're talking about it, there's a couple lyrics in Weird Al, One More Minute, that need to be quoted.
Oh, why don't you go ahead? Take
Hang
it.
on. I'm pulling up the lyrics. Because I'd rather spend eternity eating shards of broken glass than spend one more minute with you. And I'd rather rip out my intestines with a fork than watch you going out with other men. I'd rather slam my fingers in a door again and again and again. I'd rather have my blood sucked out by leeches and shove an ice pick under a toenail or two. I'd rather clean all the bathrooms in Grand Central Station with my tongue than spend one more minute with you.
Wow. That's like worse than the Gwar song. And this is coming from Weird Al. Yeah, this is one we'll have to add to the list.
Oh, Drew Cates. What's happening, Drew?
That's a good one.
Yeah, 99 Problems. That is a good one.
Yeah, that'll go on the list. Let's see. I know you love this guy. I know you love his voice. You think he sings like an angel. And he's your favorite vocalist. He's the best vocalist in Black Sabbath. I know how you feel. You love every part. That is your favorite part of Black Sabbath ever. Ozzy Osbourne, the man himself. Goodbye to Romance.
I'm looking forward to seeing him out on the road.
So, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that don't know, Ozzy retired officially from touring.
Wasn't he supposed to do that like 30 years ago? No More Tours in 1993?
Yeah, and then he did Retirement Sucks Tour.
Yep.
That was the next one. So, yeah. Goodbye to Romance from Blizzard of Oz. I mean, that's just a great one to have. And
Well,
plus,
that's about his relationship of ending with Sabbath, right?
I think so.
So,
Yeah,
there you go.
goodbye to Romance, goodbye to Friends,
Yep.
you know. But Randy.
Yep.
Randy Rhoads. Just got to say, Randy Rhoads.
Bad tone and all.
Oh, stop it. Stop.
Stop.
I'm not going to do this.
Alice Cooper, Poison.
I thought about putting that on my list. I thought about it, and it works really, really well.
I mean, you're poison. He's saying she's poison.
Your
Speaking
lips
of which, what
are
about
venomous.
Poison Belle Biv DeVoe? That just popped into my head. What about that one?
We're going to put it on the list.
That girl is poison.
I just spelled Bell wrong. Because there's only
Belle
one L in Bell
Biv
Biv
DeVoe.
DeVoe. Yeah.
Ozzy is
And I
not
spelled
in
poison
ICU, Steph. He's at home resting.
I think he's dead. Nobody told him. Him and Keith Richards both died 20 years ago.
He's still pretty killer, though.
Yeah, and he can tour.
Right. I just saw Keith.
Yeah. So did his great grandchildren.
Yeah, right.
Godsmack. Keep Away by Godsmack.
Do
Now,
like I told you.
Stay away from me. Never misunderstand me.
Yeah.
Keep away from me.
there you go. I love the line, twisting everything around that you say, smack me in my mouth 200 times every other day. Yeah, I dated her too.
Nice.
Yeah, that one had to be in there for sure. All right. What do you got?
Amy Winehouse, Back to Black.
Nice.
Great song. Great
Why'd you
vocal
pick that one?
performance.
Oh, well, besides the vocal performance, which is impeccable.
Yes. I don't know. It just sticks out. I mean, I think that's being told from the side of the breakee rather than the breaker, you know? So usually you get a lot of the, like, I told you to go fuck yourself. And that's the, I got told to go fuck myself, you know?
Yeah. You got told.
Yep.
Nah, it's a good one. And she, I mean, talk about talent lost way too early, but I mean,
That whole record is front to back great.
that was Ronson, right?
Yep.
Mark Ronson.
Yep. That Back to Black album is awesome.
Yeah.
Every track.
I think that's actually what, I think that album put Mark Ronson on the map as far as being a producer.
I think so too. I don't know that for certain because I really only know that he produced that and Uptown Funk. That's all I really know about Mark Ronson.
Yeah, well, he's also an artist himself, and he works with Phantom Planet and a bunch of other artists, and he's just a great set of ears. Amazing set of ears. Great musician. The One. The song is called The One.
By Backstreet Boys?
No. Though I did initially have Bye 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 by NSYNC on here.
Nice.
Yeah, because of that. So,
Bye, bye, bye.
and I may just put it back on just because of this. Yeah, The One by the Foo Fighters. And that was on the originally, I don't know if it ever wound up on an album. It may have, but it was originally on a soundtrack called from the movie Orange County, which had Jack Black and Colin Hanks and a few others. But the lyrics are absolutely fantastic because the chorus is, "You're not the one, but you're the only one who can make me feel like this. You're not the one, but you're the only one who can make me feel like shit."
Nice.
And for the Foo Fighters, that's actually, pushing the envelope for them as far as, because we've gotten to know the Foo Fighters as kind of like, not necessarily warm and fuzzy and cuddly, but, radio ready rock and radio appropriate rock. And this is kind of aggro as far as lyrical content.
Great video too.
Great video. Absolutely great video. So if you guys haven't seen it, check it out on YouTube after you're done watching us. By the way, we're on YouTube. So subscribe. Again, going to mention it. Subscribe, hit you want notifications. We need all the people. All of the people.
I never know
All
where
the
to
lonely
point.
people. Just in this, it's below this. So I point like
Somewhere in here.
yeah. And that's all things. Yes, your turn.
Okay, this I think is the most fiery fuck you breakup love song, I mean, however you want to describe it, ever written, in my opinion. And it's one of my all-time favorites by this artist. I know Mike is not a fan, but I think it's pure brilliance. Bob Dylan, Idiot Wind, off of Blood on the Tracks. Some of the most just scathing lyrics.
Give us a couple of lines.
Yeah, that's why I'm pulling them up because I don't want to quote them wrong. But that whole album essentially could be on this playlist. But let me see. Hang on. There's a lot of lyrics in this one. This is an 8.5 minute song.
Because it's Bob Dylan. All he knows is how to write words.
Yeah,
with no talent.
All right. Now you're being a dickhead. Now you're being a dickhead. This is my favorite because this is Dylan using the symbolism and imagery to get his point across. The priest wore black on the seventh day and sat stone faced while the building burned. I waited for you on the running boards near the cypress trees while the springtime turned slowly into autumn.
I don't see how that's like venomous or.
Oh, I would have to recite the whole song to get to the point. I've been double-crossed now for the very last time, and now I'm finally free. I kiss goodbye the howling beast on the borderline which separated you from me.
That's better. That's better. Some shit about cypress trees and waiting on the running boards is kind of like, well, very Bob Dylan. The rest of it could have been in the Gwar song.
You'll never know the hurt I suffered, nor the pain I rise above, and I'll never know the same about you, your holiness, or your kind of love.
There you go. All good stuff. I will take it. I only have a couple left. One of them, somebody just mentioned actually in the chat, and that is Everything About You by Ugly Kid Joe. That is, he hates everything about you. And the funny thing is that song came out, I believe it was 92. I think it was 92. And like my first love, my first like real relationship that I had, we had just broken up when that came out. And so guess what was on constant repeat over and over and over and over and over again. Fast forward 30 years later, we're actually really good friends. But yeah.
I hate everything about that song.
I hate everything about you.
I hate when he goes, everything about.
I like it. So there.
Stupid.
You know what? It's going to be on the playlist every other song.
No, it should be on the playlist. It absolutely
every other
should.
song now. It's going to go before and after every Bob Dylan song you put on there.
I only put one on.
That's all you need. It's one too many.
Where's Gol McCartney to back me up on this one?
He's considering eating his own poop right now or something. He's finger painting with his own like jizz. He's that's what he's doing right now. Yeah, that just came out of my mouth.
Put the comment up.
I was hungry. I bet it was nutty. Wow, this went off the rails really quick, and it's all my fault, and I'm all right with that. Oh, God. Even Roger's like, dude, what did you just say?
Yeah, right. That was out of control.
All right. Your turn.
How do I even come back from that? I think I only got 2 left.
I only have I think I only have 1 left. So
All right, I could have just 1.
no. But yeah, you can do 2. It's fine. I don't care.
Okay, Ramones, the KKK took my baby away.
Somebody's, if somebody didn't know better and they looked at that song, they're like, the Ramones were anti-Semites. I mean,
Yeah, right.
they were like, racist and
Yeah.
No. How about no?
Not at all. But that song is just
Yes.
it's so ridiculous.
Hey, put down that shoe. It's a classic. It's a classic Ramones tune.
It is.
It's a great tune, and a very sad love song,
Yes.
or anti-love song for that matter. Now, to me, this song is the star on top of the Christmas tree that is anti-love songs. It's very long. It's about 11 and a half, 12 minutes long.
So it's
And
I already know what it's going to be.
And it goes through several movements. Not bowel movements. That's Gall McCartney. But this song has several movements, several portions to it, several parts to it. And it truly does tell a story. And there are 2 very different stories within the song. The mighty typo negative, unsuccessfully coping with the natural beauty of infidelity, also known as I know you're fucking someone else.
Yeah. They were always really good on keeping the song titles concise.
Yeah, well, I mean, one was the scientific formula for gravity. That was the name of one of their songs, and the song was called Gravity, but that was the title. So, yeah, good for them. Now, for those of you that don't know, let's see, unsuccessfully coping with. There we go. All right. So for those of you that don't know the song, you have to. It's on their first album called Slow, Deep, and Hard, and the lyrics are absolutely fantastic. Again, the first part of the song is very angry. I mean, they're both very angry. Both lyrical sets of the song, but the second part where the I know you're fucking someone else comes in. I guess this would be like a bridge or a pre-chorus. You had cock on your mind and come on your breath. Inserted that diaphragm before you left. Practicing freelance gynecology. Where there's a womb, there's a way. With you, it's for free.
Wow.
This is poetry, man.
I'm actually like borderline offended. What the hell?
He was angry when he wrote that.
I guess.
And at one point I worked with Typo Negative. I worked with managing them, and Peter and I had plenty of windshield time together, and I've been to Peter's home, and we've gone out for dinner together. And I did ask him, I was like, oh yeah, that was a ex-girlfriend. I was pretty angry at the time.
Yeah, right. I'm glad he told you that, because I couldn't tell by the lyrics that he was angry.
Yeah. I got Peter's stories that I'm not going to get into, but
so
have to do with things like that.
You picked this one, and somebody on my post, my buddy Brad, had commented, "The Dream Is Dead" by Typo Negative.
That one specifically, and that should be on the list because the first line in the chorus is "Another Lonely Valentine's Day."
There you
And
go.
I quote that song every Valentine's Day, and I put it on my Facebook page, and that's like my post for the day. But yeah, "The Dream Is Dead." Let's see. I want to make sure I want to do it. I want to do it justice. So let's see. All right. Another Lonely Valentine's Day. I can't believe that things turned out this way. And though I hate to see you go, I know it must be so. Another Lonely Valentine's Day. It's sad. It's rough. Yeah, it's rough. But anyway.
But that fits. It fits the theme.
Totally does. A
Good
lot
call,
of their
Brad.
songs do. A lot of their songs do. A lot of their songs do. One that doesn't is "My Girlfriend's Girlfriend." Funny enough, that does not fit them. It does not fit. And that is actually one of my favorite Type O Negative songs is that song. Anyway, what's your last one? Take us home.
My last one, gotta go with what's known to their fan base as the divorce anthem. Blackberry Smoke, Ain't Much Left of Me.
There you go.
Closes
Give me some
out-
lines. Give me a couple lines.
Closes out almost all of their shows. Hang on. I should know these lyrics already, but I don't want to quote anything wrong. Come on, computer. Come on.
Believe me, that's what's been happening to me all night. So I get it.
I mean, what more needs to be said than I've been rained on, rode hard, and put up wet, danced with the devil till I'm in debt, took all I got, and there ain't much left of me.
That's rough. That's a little rough. That's
Yeah.
a bit harsh. Jeez. All right. Well, that's definitely going on there.
It's a good one.
All right. Well, that's what we had. Now let's go through I'm going through all the comments here just to see. Now, the first one that I saw, somebody put up "What I Lied to You" by the Eurythmics, and I quickly looked up the lyrics and see if it fit the mold. "My friends know what's in store. I won't be here anymore. I've packed my bags. I've cleaned the floor. Watch me walking out the door." All right, that's an angry breakup song, but why would you clean the floor?
Because I
That's
think
like-
that's an extra jab.
It's just like, hey, I made sure I cleaned up before I left.
Well, then you got nothing to bitch about.
I walked the dog. In fact, I prepared a couple of meals for you.
I think it's symbolizing leaving without a guilty conscience.
Actually, I think the next verse, "Tell you straight, no intervention, to your face, no deception. You're the biggest fake, that much is true. Had all I can take, now I'm leaving you." That's better.
There you go.
That is more, true to the theme. The clean the floor thing is weird. I don't know why I found it weird, but it just is. Somebody mentioned, I think it was Mark Garney, "Nazareth, Whiskey Drinking Woman."
That's a great one.
Now, I'm not familiar with this song, so
It's on Hair of the Dog.
let's see. "She's got bottles in the kitchen, even got them in my bed. Most times I see her now, she's 3 parts out of her head. Don't know where I went wrong. I sure try to treat her right, but it sure upsets me seeing her juiced up every night." So this is about a guy who's dating a drunk.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah. All right, we'll put that on it. Because I dated one of those too. It's bad when you can identify with every song that's on this
On
fucking
the
playlist.
list, right? Yeah, man.
Yeah. Let's see. What else do we have on here? Let's see. "The Breakup Song" by Greg Kinn.
Oh, that's no. They don't write them like that.
Oh, that's the
anymore.
breakup song? I
Yeah.
didn't even know the name of that song. That song's kind of annoying, to be honest with you.
I can't believe Gall McCartney doesn't have more suggestions.
I think he's still munching down on his own
Feces.
refuse. We'd broken up for good just an hour before. Now I'm staring at the bodies as they're dancing across the floor. Let's see. Nope, doesn't have me yet. Let's see.
It's called the breakup song.
Yeah, but there's nothing.
I don't think it needs to pass your requirements to get.
I
On the
think it
playlist.
does. I think it does. Because why would you name something the breakup song and not talk about, except for the first line, we've broken up for good just an hour before.
Yeah, but he goes out. Isn't he sitting lonely in the bar, and then he hears the song, and then he says they don't write him like that anymore? Isn't the whole idea?
What does that matter? Who cares if they write it?
Well, because he's identifying with the song the same way you just identified.
Oh my
with
God, this is
whiskey
way
drinking
too
woman.
artistic. This is way too artistic. It's too deep. It's 2 levels deep. All right, it's going on the playlist.
It's called the fucking breakup song.
It's not called the fucking breakup song. It's called the breakup song. 99 Problems is going on the playlist.
99
That works.
Problems is on there for sure.
That's definitely going on the playlist. White Trash Beautiful by Everlast.
I don't know that one.
I don't know that one either. So let's see. White Trash Beautiful. Lyrics. Here we go. Let's see. Wow, there's a lot of lyrics. He lights a cigarette, his eyes half open. He won't be home tonight, but she keeps hoping. Drinking himself to sleep is his only way of coping. She waits for him every night. She leaves the front door open. It's 4 a.m. I'm doing 95, trying to stay awake and make it home alive. White Trash Beautiful. There's something you should know. My heart belongs to you. I know you could have found a better guy. I love you till the day I die. I swear to God, it's true. I'm coming home to you. Coming home to you, girl. This doesn't sound like an anti-love song. What do you think?
I picked Jump Around, House of Pain.
That would be, yeah. Pack it up, pack it in. Let me begin. I came to win. Battle me. That's a sin. That is far more of an anti-love song than what this is. But, you know.
What about Chili Whack, Gone, Gone, Gone? I think it's Chilla Whack, technically, but it's Chili Whack.
It's not the one that Philip Phillips did, right?
No.
Chilliwack lyrics. There we go. Ever since left me, I'm guessing you left me, I sure feel all alone, a little misunderstanding. I can't get her on the telephone. Hanging out on Main Street, living in a different world, standing around with the gang on the corner talking about my girl. My girl. She was the world to me. She's gone, away across the street. My girl is just a memory. She's been so long away. I don't know the song at all.
They play it on Yacht Rock Radio all the time.
Oh, wait a minute. You know what needs, speaking of what needs to be on there? I'm just going to read the lyrics. And you're going to know immediately, probably from the first line. I'm not in love.
No, 10cc.
So don't forget it. It's
Yep.
just a silly phase I'm going through. And
Yep.
just because I call you up, don't get me wrong. Don't think you've got it made. I'm not in love. No. It's because that is going on there.
Yes.
Because that is the biggest, most sarcastic song on the planet. I love it. Let's see. I'm trying to remember Offspring songs. Well, Self-Esteem is kind of like one of those.
Yeah, but it's not good because it's the Offspring.
You know what? Does it have to be good? I'm putting some of your shitty Bob Dylan shit on here. Brick by Albert Collins. All right, let's check that out. Brick, Albert Collins, lyrics. Because again, not familiar. Brick, baby. That's what I'm going to throw upside your head. It's in. It's in.
I don't know that song, but I'm going to
It's
dial it
in!
up as soon as we're done.
It is in. It's going to be on repeat. I'm going to chuck a brick at you. You know I love you. Yeah, you know my love is true. I can't understand it, baby, the way you treat me like you do. I'm going to chuck a brick, baby. I'm going to chuck a brick at you.
That's
All
killer.
right, that's brilliant. How do I not know this song? Patrick Middlestat for the win. Oh my God. Wow.
That does sound awesome.
That is great. We're ending the show now because I just have to listen to this.
Right. Yeah. We got to go.
Yeah, we got to go. It's great talking to everyone. No. All right. Well, we're going to get all these on the, man, wait, hang on. I got to make a note of that. Make sure I don't know how I would forget that one, but Brick, Albert Collins, and then 10cc. All right, cool. Well, if you guys have any more suggestions, you can put them in the chat, shoot an email if you really want, which I still don't check, but here it is. And we'll eventually get to it. So you can do that if you really wanted to. Now, we have 2 segments left. We have Discovered and This Song Sucks. So, Nick, Discovered, what you got?
Is this the one we don't have the playlist for?
That's the one we don't have a playlist.
Okay, so I put this on because I heard it earlier this week and I couldn't remember if I've already said this.
It's all good.
But my pick is Take Me to the River by the Talking Heads. Cover of an Al Green song. They do it really cool, turn it upside down compared to the original. It's one of the only things I've ever liked that the Talking Heads have done. It's really cool. I mean, it just sort of it's very menacing how it sort of sneaks around. Where the Al Green one is much more straightforward, soulful blues style stuff. Talking Heads just turn it upside down, and I really dig it, and I think it's got a good groove, and David Byrne's not being too weird, so I like it.
In the water.
Yeah. Take me to the river.
Look at my big suit.
Yeah, right.
Well, David Byrne can be, very David Byrne.
Yes.
But that actually is a very good cover. And you're right. It does turn that song on its head because that song is a very, it's a soul R&B tune and it's great. I love the original. I'm a big fan of the movie, The Commitments. The way that they did it in that movie, The Commitments did it in that movie, actually, they slay it. But the Talking Heads did a really good job of really just doing a 180 with it and making it a very kind of mellow, almost slightly atmospheric.
That's a good way to put it.
Down,
yeah.
Version of that song. It's a good version. Absolutely. I agree with you. This one, you're probably not going to enjoy. So for my pick this week, this is one of those things that I like it as much, definitely not more. Definitely not more. In fact, I may not like this as much, but I still like the cover. So people have done Prince songs and some people have destroyed them and some people have done it justice. But Tom Jones, I mean, come on. He did Kiss with The Art of Noise. And it's weird, but it's cool. And why is it cool? Because it's Tom fucking Jones.
Yep.
That's why. I mean, Tom Jones could sing The Phone Book and I'd be like, yes. Yeah. Not quite as much as I would be like double fist yes if it was Gino Vanelli singing The Phone Book. I'd be like, yeah! But Tom Jones gets a yes.
You should have been at Rock City last week. In our used vinyl drop, there was 40 Tom Jones records in it.
And now there's 39.
No, I think there's 28.
Okay. Oh, well, hey, that's the audience that Tom Jones commands.
Pat came in and bought some.
Well, he definitely bought Albert Collins.
Yeah, Brick.
That's you know what? I almost don't want to listen to it because I have a feeling it's all built up in my head now. And now no matter what it is, it's not going to live up to that. It's just not, but I'm going to go for it. I'll go for it.
Yeah. Cause I want it to be funky.
Yeah. It's Albert Collins, so it'll be bluesy at least.
Right.
At least
yeah. But I don't want it to be like,
I got a brick and throw it over your head. Brick, throwing a brick. Yeah, we don't. Yeah. I get it. Totally get it. Cool. All right. So that means we got past Discovered. This means one thing and one thing only, Nick. What is it?
It's time for this song. So.
Do you want your other one too?
Yep.
Yes. You know,
It's so great because it's just case in point of like when people go, this song sucks, what does it mean? And when they hear abracadabra, they know exactly what it means.
okay. Fine. So what do you got? What song sucks? And you can't say abracadabra, you can't say abracadabra by fucking Sugar Ray.
No, that was on Discovered because they did it better than Steve Miller.
Okay.
BTO, you ain't seen nothing yet. Terrible song. First off, how is the guitar tone that clean? It's like a Strat through like a jazz chorus plugged into a mixing console. I don't know how they were able to, like, even Mark Knopfler would be like, Jesus Christ, why is that so clean? Like,
that's actually really, really funny.
I hate that song.
So why?
Why? I just
For
started.
all those reasons?
The guitar tone's fucking terrible. The lyrics suck. I hate the vocal on it. Like, when he starts doing that, baby. Oh my God, it drives me insane. And I talked earlier about how I've been listening to BTO Not Fragile. And it's like track 4 on Not Fragile. It comes right after. Hang on. What's the name of the tune? Track list. Come on. Rock is my life and this is my song. Very Canadian.
Why is that inherently Canadian?
I don't know. They're just very Canadian. Like if I was talking to somebody the other day about BTO, and I was like, yeah, but when you realize that they are extremely Canadian, the music makes much more sense. Like, that's about as rockin' as Canada can get.
Okay.
Well, who else is throwing down from Canada? Not
Rush?
Other than Rush.
Triumph. Dream
Come
Theater.
on.
Well, I got to give Dream Theater
Theater's not
1/5 because James LaBrie is the singer is from
yeah, but
Canada.
the rest of them are from Long Island, where you're from. Right. So that's where the attitude's coming from, not Saskatoon.
It's Moose Jaw.
Yeah, but you ain't seen nothing yet. I could have went Taking Care of Business, but I was almost sure that I had already said that once.
I don't think you did.
Really?
I would have to go back and check, but
All right,
I don't think so.
Tune in next week where I'll be talking about Taking Care of Business.
You know what? We need to have a rule. You can't use the same band 2 weeks in a row.
Okay. All right, then 2 weeks from now, I'll be talking about Taking Care of Business.
Fair enough.
And working overtime. Workout.
The little punctuation you put. Workout.
That's how he says it.
I know, but the way that you did it was even funnier because I wasn't expecting it.
I just want to know, like, how C.F. Turner, that's my favorite, C.F. Turner, not to be confused with C.F. Martin, but C.F. Turner, how his vocal delivery could be so, like, yelling, like that, and then you've got, like, Randy Bachman singing like he's, like, a geek.
I love Patrick's comment. Bachman Turner overweight.
Yes, totally. BTO.
That reminds me of
thing.
REO Speed Dealer.
Yeah.
And they got sued.
Yeah,
they had a
Kevin
cease and
Cronin.
desist order.
Kevin Cronin was not happy.
So now they're just Speed Dealer.
What about there was a local morning DJ talk show that used to be on when I was a kid here. They were basically just copping Howard Stern, Drew, and Mike. But they were talking about BTO one day, and Drew goes, yeah, Bachman Turner Overdrive. I'm not really sure how much overdrive was really taking place, which I love.
Like Bachman Turner. That's it.
That's it, right? The overdrive wasn't necessary.
Bachman Turner reverb. Like that would probably be more Bachman Turner chorus. Right. Any other guitar pedal except for the overdrive.
CF Turner in his fur coat.
Do you hear that?
Yeah, it's a plane heading towards you?
A helicopter right above my condo complex.
They're coming for you. It's
coming for Roger.
It's CF Turner and Ronnie Bachman.
They're coming for him.
Yeah, or Randy
coming for
Bachman,
Roger.
not Ronnie Bachman.
They're coming for Roger Bachman.
Yeah.
All right. So this was a tough one. Only because I could pick most of his catalog. Phil Collins was great in Genesis. I thought Phil Collins in Genesis worked. Decent drummer, decent vocalist, worked within it, even Invisible Touch and all that. I dig it. Yeah, I'm all right with that.
I'm not.
What I'm not all right with is most of his solo career.
Like
Most of it.
Studio.
Why did you take my song?
Was that your song?
Yes.
Oh my God. Well, I guess it's because we both think alike because that song
Yeah.
does suck.
That song, Susudio, really just sucks.
It sucks.
Suck. What I want to do is I want to find Albert Collins and have him go up to Phil Collins and hit him on the head with a brick. Be like, you're doing bad to the Collins name.
Maybe that already happened, and that's why Phil Collins can't stand up anymore.
Yeah, that's why he's got to sit on a drum throne going forward at the front of the stage. Look, just because he had bad posture when playing drums is not our fault.
It's got to be more than that.
It's got to be. Look, he's not young. It's got to be a degenerative condition. However, his son is a phenomenal drummer.
Yeah, well,
amazing drummer.
Well, look, we know he didn't hurt himself dancing because he can't dance. He also
What are you
can't
talking
sing.
about? Billy, the video for Billy, his dancing, and Billy, whatever, Billy, don't you lose my number, whatever the hell his dancing in that video is sublime. Sublime.
You missed the joke.
What's that?
Remember? I can't dance.
Oh,
I can't sing. That's right.
Yeah, but that wasn't solo. That was Genesis.
Yeah, but it still sucked. It still was awful. Doesn't matter whose album it came out on.
I actually don't mind that song.
It's only shittier than Phil Collins solo because Mike Rutherford was involved.
That's why it is shittier?
That's why it's worse.
Why do you not like Mike Rutherford?
What's there to like about him? And it's certainly not Mike and the Mechanics.
I dug Mike and the Mechanics.
No, you didn't.
In the 80s.
When you didn't know better.
Who knew better? There was nothing else.
Yeah, there was no Pantera vulgar display of power.
No, there was not. And if there was, at the time, I'd be like, fuck you, Mike Rutherford.
I saw Mike Rutherford at NAMM once, and I was really bummed out.
Why?
I was like, oh, no, it's Mike Rutherford. He's got like a 40-string bass on, and then there's an acoustic ironed onto it. I can't stand Genesis. Sorry. I know I'm supposed to think they're outstanding, but they're. I mean, some of that Peter Gabriel era stuff is kind of cool.
The early stuff.
As soon as he's out of the picture, it's awful. I guess I kind of like Misunderstanding.
That's a good song. You know, I had to think about
like
it. Like, oh yeah, I know that
too.
song.
Now that people are bringing it
Abacab
up.
is good.
You
know.
anywhere.
But the album is good. It's not just the song. The album is actually good.
Invisible Touch sucks though. That
No,
song
it doesn't.
sucks. Yes,
no, it
that's
doesn't.
terrible.
It's a good album. It's a good album. You got to think of it. Put it in context, man. It's like 82 or 83 when that came out.
That's the thing. I can put it in hindsight in that I've listened to it and I don't like it. You were there, so you like it. That's why.
Well, no, I've been there for a lot of music that came out today, and I don't like that either. It has nothing to do with being there. It's just you got to think about the musicianship in those songs is actually pretty good, and they're complex arrangements.
I'm not
with
saying
multi-layers.
that. It's just a lot of effort for garbage.
They made prog pop, which is good and bad, depending on how you.
Didn't Yes do that first?
With what? Owner of a Lonely Heart?
No, with like Roundabout and I've
That
seen
wasn't
all
pop.
Good People.
That wasn't pop. That wasn't top 40 radio. That wasn't top 40 radio.
I'm pretty sure I've seen All Good People was a top 40
All right, let's see.
song.
Let's now. You know what, ladies and gentlemen, talk amongst yourselves. Let's see. All Good People. Yes. Billboard chart.
Move on back to square.
Let's see. Personnel charts. You know what? You're right. It hit number 40.
Still top 40, baby. And that was like 12 years before Abacab.
All right, let's look up Abacab.
That was probably number 1. I'm not doubting that.
Abacab, the 11th studio album.
That's funny because those are the chords that they're playing.
Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Charts. 26.
Oh, okay.
26.
See, it took 14 years after Yes for them to do Abacab, and it was only 14 spots higher.
All right. Invisible Touch. The song. Let's see. Charts. Number 1.
I'm not doubting it. Doesn't
It
mean
is. It was
it's
number
good.
1. And it was not just number 1 in the U.S. It was number 1 in Canada.
What about Follow You, Follow Me, whatever? That song sucks too.
Really?
That one's not good either.
I like that song.
Misunderstanding's great. I like that one.
All right, we'll look up that one too, and then we're gonna go because
I hopped in my car. I went round there.
I don't know if that was. Let's see. No, it doesn't. Chart performance. Oh wait, hang on. Number 23.
For Follow You, Follow Me.
Yeah. And then what was the other one you want me to check?
Misunderstanding.
Misunderstanding Genesis. Genesis song. 14.
There you go.
So, you know, they took prog. They really took prog mainstream.
But they weren't necessarily that prog at that point.
Well, Follow You, Follow Me is kind of prog. When you think about it, like with all the Mellotron shit that's in it.
Other than it's like 2 minutes long.
And it's still like a prog song. It's like kind of fantasy-esque in its production. Whereas Invisible Touch was just straight pop, but I mean it was still like with odd time signature kind of things going on in it. Yeah, they always had a lot of
yeah, they also had a lot of hot air too.
Oh my god. Don't hate on Genesis. Don't hate on Genesis too much. Hate on Phil Collins solo. All right.
Yeah, well, that's really awful. Plus, he's also responsible for all the bad 80s Eric Clapton, too. That was produced by Phil Collins. Yeah, is that Phil Collins' new record that you were just playing there?
This is him getting settled into his drum kit circa 75 after maybe smoking way too much of something. Hit it. This is the newest song by Genesis. This is called Feeding the Ducks. All right. With that said,
turned it on again.
That is the end. We are done, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us again. My name is Mike Venezia. That is Nick Morocco. Nick, what store do you own?
Rock City Music Company.
And where are you located?
5 Mile in Farmington and Livonia, Michigan.
And where can we find you?
RockCityMusicCo.com and all social media platforms.
Well, that is a good thing now, isn't it?
It is.
Turn It On Again was good. Turn It On Again
was
pretty good. The Zeppelin reunion was the worst thing Phil Collins ever did.
Yeah, I mean, literally ruined Led Zeppelin.
Ever.
Like,
I give him a lot of credit for getting on a Concorde and flying over, and I think that was kind of cool, but that's it. He should just have come and watched.
He flew over to do that. He flew over to ruin another band's career.
To do that, and he should have just, watched from the side of the stage.
Right. They could have gotten anyone else.
And they didn't. But they got Phil Collins. But you know what? Just like he's out, we are out too. Thank you. See you next week.